I went and grabbed him by the arm, and he pulled away, and that was the biggest mistake he ever made in his whole life.
You were a police officer very far into your bodybuilding career, so you're a huge guy showing up and you know, breaking up fights or showing up on the scene and stuff like that. I'm guessing that in and of itself disarmed any potential threats. You know, some guy's acting violent, you show up, and he's just like, you know what, quit it, I'm so sorry. Put the handcuffs on.
Exactly.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, they said mere presence of the uniform itself is is a you know, creates peace. But when you 320 pounds and you show up in that uniform, it's instant peace.
Yeah, instant peace.
Was that the case with?
Up.
Did other officers notice this? That when you would show up, people behave, but when they're there, they kind of like misbehave.
They did, yeah.
I feel like that would make so much more sense for officers to get ripped then.
Yeah, there were a lot of officers that were smaller than me that had fights, especially girls. They had fights all the time. My whole 15-year career, I didn't have not one fight.
Not one fight.
And every day, I'm like, okay, this is going to be the day.
You wanted to fight.
Getting excited.
Yeah, I'm getting excited. Every day I get to work, like, this is going to be the day. I have somebody, an ignorant person, you know, challenge me or something. Yeah. Nope, they won the day.
Who would do that?
Nobody never did it. I'm like, oh, man.
It's not a coincidence. It's obviously not a coincidence.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would be great for the police departments to now enforce in some capacity, like, hey, you have to be really strong and maintain your peak physical profile so you can disarm certain situations and not have to, like,
just intimidation. Just you show up.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is against the law, though, you know.
You can't do that, Jack.
I just say, I mean, it would make sense if we're trying to protect and serve.
Yeah. Oh, just think, you know, it'd probably be a lot of peace in this world.
Well, I think that's why bouncers are often
like me.
Yeah, all the bouncers that you see outside of the best clubs, they're all like 6'4" and ripped. Yeah, they're not going to hire a guy like me to be out in front of the club.
You know, what's funny is I heard that you never got into a fight. You're 15 years in the police department, but you did get into a fight working Denny's, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I sure
How
did.
does that happen?
What was that guy thinking?
He didn't see me.
Or he wasn't thinking.
No,
right?
he had his back turned to me. And he was walking out the door, actually getting ready to walk out, and he never saw me. He was drunk, of course, you know, first of all. He never saw me just sitting there. And he getting ready to walk out the door, and I'm like, hey, guy, I need you to calm down. And of course, he didn't see me. All he heard was a voice. And he's like, whatever. So I went and grabbed him by the arm, and he pulled away. And that was the biggest mistake he ever made in his whole life. I tried to break his arm and his leg.
And his leg.
and his face. And when I finished with him, he was bleeding from the mouth, nose, and he had trouble with his arm. And matter of fact, he complained. He wrote a letter and complained on me, filed police brutality against me. But when I was in college, I was sports editor, so I was real good at writing. And I took every technique that they taught me at the police department, and I used it in my narrative.
Yeah.
So, you know, to tell, you know, why I did what I did. Mm-hmm. And because, you know, I was a pretty good sports editor and a pretty good writer, you know, for the newspaper, college newspaper, they actually used my narrative that I wrote, my rebuttal that I wrote, you know, when this guy tried to say, you know, I used excessive force. And they used my narrative to train the recruits. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure did. I wrote it that good. Because I remembered, you know, everything that I was self-taught, when I was sports editor. And so needless to say, that went nowhere.